good on both maps so far.
Sure.
So Overpass comes up. Certainly we'll get a better NAVI this time around.
You said certainly.
Certainly.
Are you sure?
Well, yes, because of Wonderful.
Okay.
Like, Overpass is an incredibly op-favored map, an op-biased map, and I have no reason to believe Wonderful will suddenly have a bad game. So I think Wonderful has his chance to kind of really dominate Cloud9 in a game where they're going to be feeling it a little bit. Boomich, whether he's consistent or not, is going to have to use it. You know what I mean? Like, this is a map about your star opper and your star rifler controlling bathrooms. That's it. Axel used to have Shiro. Now he's got Boomich.
We'll see if Boomich can keep up by any stretch of the imagination. At the end of the day, I think it's the perfect map to end on when Cloud9 are on the brink of top 8, the first CS2 major, with so much online chatter and criticism for the lack of op.
I would also like to say that this is a map that initially Imma was criticized on. For a map he was good on, Gamer Legion.
Hell yeah,
he came over to NAVI, used incredibly awkwardly, okay?
All right.
So that's something you want to watch for. The T side lurks on this map is where, in my opinion, it looks the most awkward. And if things are getting better like they were earlier on Mirage, then we should see some improvements here too. Nice shot, Wonderful. Kicks it off.
An early red flag raised.
Is that the first op duel? We call it that.
I don't think that counts.
Okay.
Hold your horses. I feel like many more will come.
It was one shot. On long.
All right.
They were both in opera position.
You're selling me.
So.
Connector completely clear for the taking. NAVI comfortable in their approach thus far. One shot. One kill. And a pistol on the line. We get 2 smoke grenades still between Alexi and Wonderful. Flashbang to boot from the T-side op. And they're waiting here inside of the A site. 20 seconds to that clock by the time NAVI decides to pull the trigger and start to sprint. HObbit and Axile. Oh, and HObbit again. Headshots come rebounding back. Cloud9, they're not going to move a muscle inside of this site. The T's come to them.
Oh my God.
And to lose each and every head.
Oh, we got some cheers. Yeah, Joshki.
Careful.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying, guys.
That doesn't make it any better.
Ooh, I don't know what I just said.
Ooh. Let's play that game on broadcast.
Heard someone else say it. I said it too. Oh! I wanted to say it again. I just don't know what it was. Oh!
What is that?
That was disgusting.
I mean, is that a reaction? Is that a pre-fight? What do you call that?
He was probably on his screen in his mind for 10 seconds right there.
Beautiful visualization from HObbit. Glock's peppering the back of Axile. And as he falls away, he's got an SMG alongside him to work. Put Boomich on the MP9 and he'll have a field day. And if we're going to talk about, you know, this eventuality that is Wonderful CT side opping on Overpass, what do? Upper A. We put the star rifler with the star opper and we watch as they shine. And if Boomich on this CT side is going to leave slack and leave something to be desired, then it's a hell of a time to have Axile coming back into form.
100%.
Because he will be a piece of this upper A play. And if he himself can take over this CT side,
in fact,
then the opping problem maybe doesn't matter.
I'll go one further. This map for Axile on both sides are my favorite positions for him. And he will be lurking over on B.
Then let's see it.
On the T side, that's something where he can have impact on that side of the map and would really put a mark on how much he has actually gotten better in this stage of the major.
Axile, look at this confidence.
He heard that tag, so he's saying, listen, put a pin in it. I know they're here, guys. I'm going past the bomb.
Yo, he's got everything he needs for this.
Yeah. This will be a real freebie, but it's still early on, so.
Yeah, do it. He pulls out the oh, nope. Okay. Starts to get a little scared. AK picked up. All's good.
They're super scared about taking the bomb back now. It's kind of like he could have stuck around there on A, got more kills, but this is pretty much as scared as you need to make your opponents. They're just thinking there's a gap inside of Con or something. They don't know what happened. And it kills so much time off the clock as they go back to try to figure it out. The detective work will offer them nothing, really. No kills.
This fight's doable.
Axel's still got... Oh, he's got the upgrade into the AK into the next kill.
A shot from Alexi, but good trade from HObbit. He's being a mainstay of that A site right now. But this is exactly what you want from Axile. Performing well at the major and off to the 4-0 start here on the Decider map.
Axel is the only reason I picked this team to go through because he has been getting that good. And we know when he's that good.
Awkward. Oh, completely shut down. And I mean, we brought it, the desk brought it up prior to this match going live. Moses taking Cloud9 in this head-to-head, saying that he too, like you, believe in Axile to push all of this forward. And Maniac's counterpoint was just, you know, the consistency of Axile. And that's a fair question mark because we have been seeing it taper off, not for one event or two, for months. For almost all of CS2.
I agree, 100%. Criticism was fair.
Oh, yes.
He was a shell of himself.
It really came down to what he himself was going to do.
We have to be able to call it both ways, right? When he's getting better, when he's getting worse.
And right now, there is most certainly an uptick in momentum, and that momentum from Axile is fueling Cloud9's start on the CT side. They dispatch of the first gun round with no questions. What a freebie. You go MP9 deep through T-spawn, drop bomb, get an AK upgrade, and don't lose players. Come on. T-side rounds far and few between for most.
That's like winning the lottery when you're already rich.
Rich people don't play the lottery.
That's true. That's how it keeps us poor.
Boomich dealing with the swarm that moves forward. Axile picking up all he needs to.
Drill him.
AK just slays 4, and they get no footing, no bomb plant, barely any damage. And look at the high hopes of Cloud9 now.
That's the kind of spray down that'll put hard eyes on Shiro. You know what I mean? I missed you, buddy.
Haven't seen that smile in months.
Yeah, seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he's back.
He's having fun. And that is a scary prospect for NAVI. 9-0 start for Axile. 2 kills for all of NAVI, 4 rounds in.
Don't let the CTs get rich. That's the #1 rule of Overpass. Even if you lose on T side, make it excruciating at least.
Because in this case, they're not buying ops, so they'll stay richer for longer.
That's true too. That's very true.
Rifles for days.
Man, if I was Groove, I would just be taking every op opportunity and just AUG.
That's the thing, right? And we saw Halzerk earlier today, AUG and Krieg, and it works.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
Just because Complexity lost, but he was so good.
It works.
Yeah.
Not they work. And they've got a chance tomorrow. Complexity versus FaZe. G2 versus VP, and the loser of this match goes up against the last Brazilian hope. Nice time boost from HObbit. It's not Axile thriving down on B, but it is still a proactive move from Cloud9. Man advantage again, and a gun round that
they don't even have the bomb
to get an opening. Bomb is back in T-spawn.
What are you doing, boys? What exactly were they going to do with that play?
I mean, especially Alexi just jumping in.
Yeah, I mean, they had no one else even ready to split. Uh-oh.
Wah, wah. It's a save. And it paints a bleak picture.
Very bleak.
Maybe time for a pause.
Yeah, that was very, very awkward. It is definitely time for a pause because they're going to come into relatively awkward money because no one can drop for Alexi or Bit. So they'll just probably Galil up. Certainly, that round moved slowly. Maybe they had time to discuss. Yeah, okay, Navi, take a pause. And Cloud9's discussion is about how to keep it going. And I actually love that they're letting Axel push up on A, peak everything. Do it how he wants to do it. As long as they have that momentum, like, keep riding with it. Yeah, still no kills on 2 players, maybe 3. Because of this guy right here.
High hopes and good spirits for Cloud9. Even after that last round, HObbit's player camera, he's got that smirk on his face because he knows his boost was at the perfect moment.
It was, yeah.
You know, that just vacuumed all of NAVI's momentum out of the round. Not that they had much to work with, but this time they bring the bomb with them early on towards B. Into short and putting Wonderful on the opening entry. Now, these aren't always those moments that his op shines.
He does not like this. Yeah, he does not like aggressive opening picks. The CT side is where he'll do beautifully, I'm sure, but if they even get there.
Halfway through this T side, finally, they get some kind of recovery. Axile is dead. His first death of this map. He falls alone inside connector, but he does have a teammate coming at it. Boomich, good trade frag to get bit back.
And he gets away.
He's on the retreat.
He does.
All the way.
Didn't have to go down to Con. Took a risk to go back up, and that actually helps the CT side rotations be a little bit more simple. Palm, however, is outside of B, and they're ready to go here. No one protecting Monster. Alexi in first with the bomb. I definitely don't like the look of that.
CT smoke comes down.
He can't even be supported now.
Yep, he pulls back.
Oh, man. Oh, Imma. These are the lurks that we see sometimes.
It's what you were talking about, right? It's what you want to see him tap back into.
But if they're too late, it can be awkward because it doesn't actually have an impact. Oh my God, the timing on that is ridiculous.
But he gets into cover. Boomich is he in the corner? Yeah. This is Ima's kill. Made easy.
But the CTs could move now. I think the Ts have to wait here. The CTs might make noise.
Both of them inside of water. They're going to go charging up. If Perfecto wins this, then they can go back down to B.
They don't see anything. This gives them a chance at least. 2v3 now, but HObbit is close by.
Made sound. Oh, gave JL a chance to op. And with a peek to Graffiti, he falls. Bomb plant from Alexi, trying to get off site. Perfecto gives him that gap. Electronic pressing into short, and Perfecto comes running right back at it. Even in the best position that Navi have been in, Cloud9 still retake with ease.
Still retake with ease. And that's the other thing about Cloud9. It's another map with very retakeable sites. That's going to favor their playstyle at the very least. I think we're sort of very fortunate to see Cloud9 start on CT. It's one of the few situations where I think psychologically that matters a lot. You know, people will say there's no point. It doesn't actually matter what side you start on because you get to switch over and, like, who cares if you're down like 9-0, you know? But the reality is we're human, and it actually makes a difference. They can start off on CT, see how good they're playing, get all their advantages in now.
Oh, man. Boomich on his feet. Every one of these rounds, even as they get closer, starting to dogpile the pressure on Navi and add gas to the fire that is Cloud9. Axile right back at it, looking for that peak on Fountain. Don't think his first death in Con will taper off his confidence, because that's something he finally has back here in Copenhagen. And a little confidence goes a long way in Counter-Strike. Not one member of Navi with more than one kill.
And Boomich is waiting for this. There's almost no default grenades coming out here from Navi. They are walking, and walking is what can get you opt. Okay, front side smoke on the bathrooms, at the very least.
You know, there's one on wood wall, but there's not much they can do about it. Oh, this fades. HObbit not able to get the multi-frag.
Yeah, but he sees three players at 45 seconds.
Axile's in the perfect spot. He should be able to cut off the tail end, but he'll shoot the bathrooms player first. Ton of damage, and it reopens the possibility of a rotation down to B. JL stomps a bit, and Cloud9 can still bank on their anchor in Perfecto. He will push forward, not holding back on Graffiti.
My God, they're going to go to long?
Oh, this is going to come down to the wire. They don't have a lot of time to spare.
They're hoping Perfecto will bite on this.
And I think look at
Electronic leaving.
Yep, he doesn't believe that smoke for a second. And he's got vision from heaven. They have no smoke to block the cross. Perfecto not even needed. As Boomich strikes one down, there's no time to plant. They tried to make this happen, and instead they play themselves again. Cloud9 flawless on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely flawless, and the rotations were perfect right there, and they even had a read on the smoke. And that's sometimes where if you overplay a fake, or again, it's very telegraphed that you've seen it in a demo before, that can give away what your opponents are trying to do. Cloud9 sitting back on the A site knew when that smoke landed that it was not going to be the A site. So seeing the prep go this far and how good Ancient was makes you wonder if Navi even really have a chance at this point. I don't know. There's nothing really to write home about with this T side. And now they're on another eco. 2 rounds left in this half.
They didn't stick around for a second. It's almost like that smoke served as a reason to leave.
That's what I'm saying. Like you actually shoot yourself in the foot if you throw a piece of utility, tells the other team what you're going to do. If they know about it, you might as well go in silent sometimes, but if you knew what your tells were, obviously, you wouldn't use them.
HObbit feeling frisky here in round number 8. And a slight variation if Axile goes and tucks in on long. Oh, does he come around the corner though? It's a scout, but the timing. Alexi looked away, Wonderful's deagle. Counts as an op. Can grab the scout as an upgrade. That's also an M4 that can be retrieved if the CTs don't hold it from the site. All the while, HObbit locking in towards Khan. He takes the scout shot to the chest. So Boomich offers a little more opening over to Navi. And Electronic's got to be careful that his gun barrel doesn't show. JL, busy hands. HObbit, easy pickup. Doesn't have to continue on, but chooses to. And choose through 3. All now banking on Wonderful. Faced by Perfecto, surrounded inside of the bathrooms, doesn't have possession of the bomb, doesn't have anything to work with. This is all Cloud9.
I bet they wish this was a longer half, because I don't know when they slow down. They can potentially get 9 rounds here and send Navi to the last day of the elimination stage. Book their spots in playoff right here and now. And there are some demons tomorrow. FaZe, G2, all getting pushed to the last day. Tomorrow's going to be a bloodbath.
Damn right it is. I hope so. Had so many wonderful stories coming out of Counter-Strike in the last week. So long players have waited for a taste of a CS2 major. We all look fondly back on CSGO, remember the most glorious moments, but it always begins on Chapter 1, that very first major.
When Devilwalk dropped his pants on stage after beating Nip.
Damn right.
As the dark horse of the first CSGO major. Everyone's going to remember the first.
Whether you like CS2 in its current state or not, doesn't matter. This game's not going anywhere for years to come. And so history will be made here in Copenhagen, the first chapter. And Navi's story, no guarantee. Certainly not in the face of Cloud9 this evening. That first map, so back and forth. And what felt like such consistent T-size coming out of Navi. A loss to Spirit? Oh, so what? Just like everybody else. But the nature of these last 2 maps between Ancient and Overpass puts a huge question mark over top of a team that some didn't quite believe in. They are limping through round 9, cautious on the connector approach, smoke soon to fade, and Bits inside it. Oh man, he just walks out right into Boomich's scope.
There's no pressure on the map. They're happy to sit in their positions. They're just not scared of Navi, who are again walking around.
Wonderful will do the same thing though, posting the op up and Axile his victim. Trying to get the ball rolling, trying to get that first and maybe only T round for Navi. Alexi B's made good timing on the long play. And Wonderful's not alone on the bathrooms approach, so we'll see Perfecto tested in a second. If HObbit backs up, he is done. Alexi hits the dirt, and now that DICE player can just keep this one locked in. Great flash, and it allows for Perfecto to come out with HObbit, keeping these Ts at bay as that constant pressure is being applied through connector. Sure enough, JL with a double kill and a high hope to cross over to the site. Goddamn, Navi needs something, and JL gets played with from the dumpster. Boomich does not commit, bomb down, the chase goes forward, and Boomich needs not the ops. CZ's enough. Cloud9 show no sign of stopping.
No, not even close, man. Another great rounds where it's just so easy for them. And I really thought that the lurky playstyle of Navi was going to net them something here on T-side, but this map looks like it's miles across for them, the way that they're approaching it. And Cloud9 have full vision, full awareness, and they have all the reads as well about what Navi are trying to do. It just seems like they're transparent, basically. It's been a perfect CT side from multiple angles, not just like heavy fragging. It started out with Axile tearing through them. He actually hasn't gotten a kill since he was like 11-0 or something, and they still haven't lost a round.
Shout out HObbit as well, who is absolutely contributing to this domination on Overpass.
Yeah. Okay, double bathrooms set up, and oh, they're gonna be hurt. They're not running around the long side, the wide side of long. They're just going by this.
Making a ton of sound for Boomich, and then Axile, there you have it. Star Rifler shining.
So sloppy, why would they do that?
Because they're desperate. Because they have nothing to be proud of here on this T side. Trying to squeeze anything out of what's left. 3 rounds, the best case. The CZ's back out. JL on the smoke. He'll at least bring it back into the 2 versus 3, but it's low health for Bit to deal with. And HObbit, who has been very crisp. He's got support inside of the bomb site. Hell, he's got support right here with him.
Yeah, again, that's my favorite thing about the rifling on Cloud9 is how they double up.
Bombs here in upper bathrooms, just gets picked up by Bit.
Okay, B site. Under question. Completely. And they go for the timing reclear, of course. Again, at this point, very hard for a team to end up taking this back. And this is a timing for NAVI as well to get into the site, at least with 1 player. Bomb is not here, though, actually.
Wow, it is.
Wait a second, man.
I just assumed Bit had followed through connector. Now he's gonna...
He should have a chance for a kill, but they have not seen the bomb at all.
Oh my god, this is...
They're actually walking back because there's no one for the T's to kill. JL needs to make noise, surely.
The bomb plant starts to go down. Bit's on little health. They're still concerned. They're gonna clear it. And they'll trade JL out. This has layers, and I don't know if it works out. Bit, the headshot machine, takes HObbit off. Can they get there first? Where's the second? He asks himself. It's right there ahead of him, and he crawls quietly over towards Bank.
Does Perfecto know what he'll try to do here? Let's see.
He's walking right into it. Bit cues it up, and sure enough, it gets complicated, but it's 1 at the very least.
Okay, it's 1 at least. All right, nice one from Bit. It's... Okay, I mean,
all
they
that
tried
work,
something. Yeah.
All that effort. That's how hard you have to try to get 1 round, to get a 1v2 queued up.
Yeah. Lurk through the entire map, all the way through to CT spawn. Cloud9 just weren't watching their flank, and
Navi may not be succeeding, but after a round like that, you can't say that they're not trying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's as sweaty as it gets. Bit's 3rd and 4th kill on this half. Nets them 1 of potentially 3. Cloud9 still have them by the neck. Do not loosen that grip.
What happened to good old-fashioned monster pops? Navi asked themselves as they approach.
Let's try it. Flashbangs on Wonderful.
They're still so spread out.
Bomb in tow, Boomich on the pillar. This is an Opera's paradise.
Oh, no flash.
He nails the first one. Wonderful's late flashbang doesn't bother him whatsoever. And with the smoker nade, there's a bit more of a question. Boomich can focus in on short side as Alexi comes out through that monster smoke. Tons of bodies here for Cloud9, but slowly being toppled one after another. Electronic makes sure that the monster push doesn't come through, and sure enough, Boomich's patience pays off.
They're completely falling apart. Like, they're just, that's an individual duel coming out, and I don't really think there's any real plan right there. They're trying to do the exact same lurk play they did last round, just with something crazy. And to be fair, last round it did work. At least got them to a 1v2 position. I think more than anything, Cloud9 are just thinking about where's the lurk, right?
Yep.
Based on what they've seen.
But again, until you hear that bomb plant, there's no confirmation. They're on high alert because of the round prior.
Make noise here.
Ton of sound comes flying downwards. 8 seconds to the clock. No chance.
What is this, man?
10-1 Cloud9. They'll give them a single round.
Yeah.
Pity and nothing more.
That's a disaster class.
Exile 14 and 5, Hobbit 13 kills to his name.
I mean, literally, they really got it together for 3 or 4 rounds. No one would call this game, you know? Go to CT,
of course.
That wonderful work.
Yeah.
That would be, but, okay.
Again, before the flash, and again, it's just gonna get shut down. First 2 kills were easy, yet once more challenge up from Monster. This is all you've got? This is what you bring to the table versus Cloud9 on the brink of top 8 at a major? I don't think so, NAVI. And we were willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because T-Side's back on Nuke looked good, T-Side's in Mirage. Some real funky calling that we thought was genius disguised in complexity. And now at this point, it is just Cloud9 revealing their shortcomings. This second and third map have never been close.
No. Yeah, I mean, this is a combination of just like lack of depth, giving up. Yeah, everything negative. They just don't have any belief right now, and I don't think they even have the game plan. So, listen, like they get the pistol, suddenly they'll wish they get a pistol, and they start at the CT side. They'll suddenly wish that they got it together, tried to squeeze everything they could out of that T side, because maybe they could actually make some kind of comeback. But with the sheer number of rounds they've got to climb back into from this point on, I mean, this would be more than remarkable.
NAVI have never needed a pistol more badly than this. There's not one player on that NAVI roster that can point at themselves as even being a near solution to this problem. Cloud9 leaps and bounds ahead of the game. And they're gonna get a face full of Cloud9 in this B bomb site. Bit time to shine. Dual Berettas with the double could help, but the short peek from Perfecto perfectly timed. Alexi stuck in the water and dealt with a 3v5 comeback in the second pistol to take 12. That is nightmare fuel, and a gush on Wonderful. Just to make it all the worse, at least Eman's able to come in with the monster frag. Perfecto doing his absolute damnedest, dives back into the pillar and is laying down leg. That's 12.
That's a breath for Cloud9, who thought, okay, well, maybe we'd have to deal with something at this point. Like, they could trip over the finish line. They got to be happy with themselves. There's a timeout called. Give it all you got, I guess. We have seen a fake comeback today. That was somewhat close, with Pain showing us something, but or with Heroic showing us something, I should say. But they couldn't complete it. Nothing else to do tonight. Might as well try. Played those first 2 maps. Played your heart out to try to win Mirage. But Cloud9 are managing to ascend despite their shortcomings.
Time to do it.
You know, despite that off difference on Wonderful. They at least didn't have to see it here on Overpass.
Never had a chance. Wonderful dreamed of an opportunity to pick up that AWP CT side, and that may never be even close to becoming a reality. The reality now is Cloud9 will have so many chances to close this out. To, for a second, shut up the naysayers, prove that their formula can work, and not just doing it by the skin of their teeth, but with utter conviction in this last best of 3 to get into top 8. There goes the MAC-10 of Electronic. You almost don't want to say that it gives NAVI a hope, because the road is so much longer than an opening kill in this 14th round of the game.
Oh, he's not ready for this.
Ema dead at the hands of this entire pack of Cloud9 players. And you can guarantee Cloud9 will keep this as clean as they have to. We were talking about a Cloud9 that at the last CSGO major didn't even make it to the main event. Had their star Opper in tears.
They're going back to B. They walked this entire flank and, oh my God. Okay, Bit will show himself now.
Getting the one. A little more to work with. MP9's doing work. Watch Perfecto and Axile rip it from their chests. Galil has 2 pistols firing off. Axile's been real good, but he's also tagged down to 15 HP. 2 more pistols to get rid of, and they're going to continue to put up their fight. C9, baby. They do it their way. And I love the fact that they are on the brink of top 8 and doing it in convincing fashion. This is not a team that limps through some easy starts in the opening stage. 10 seconds, this round's done. Perfecto doesn't get to punch those tickets yet.
Counter-terrorists win.
And I think personally in a result this lopsided, dude, you know Pain are just licking their chops, knowing they play the loser of this matchup. If it was a close affair, high caliber Counter-Strike and everybody's on,
yeah,
Pain know they're coming in as the underdog. But are you telling me that
seeing this game,
those Brazilians right now, you telling me Big Uzera can't hype up the boys and say that this NAVI isn't beatable?
yeah, you want to talk about heart? Pain are full of that. That's what's been missing.
Grit, resilience, and exceeding all expectations. The makings of a real challenge for NAVI tomorrow. Oh, Perfecto.
My God, they ate their own flash?
Smashing him off at the top of the B site. No stack allowed.
Completely. Walking right by Imma here as Wonderful goes to Resmoke Monster. And there are a lot of T's coming up. Not only the Resmoke, dropping back down into spawn, leaving completely as the T's execute.
Wrong timing.
They know that Imma and Wonderful are still unaccounted for here on the site, so we'll see Imma. How can he save this situation?
I don't think you can. Alexi gets completely shredded. Wonderful out from bank at the very least. And to lose to this round of all things,
Yikes.
Tech9's in the mix of Cloud9 as if insult to injury doesn't make it all the worse. Salt in the gaping wound that is this NAVI Overpass. This best of 3 that started so strong. Double peek from the Tech9s, topples the long peek, and it's electronic on the Glock to set up Boomich to try and close it. Picks up the smoke, time is of the essence, trying to run for bomb. He's got nothing left to do. Just finagled by Boomich. The knife is out.
Not like this.
And Bit doesn't want to get in that smoke because he knows what waits on the other side. Cloud9 to the top 8 of the very first CS2 major.
Oh, this is actually such an amazing result for this lineup that they have built brick by brick to get to this point. And if not got the composition that you would expect to take them as far as they need to, and they have made up for it with teamwork, with Axile stepping up to the challenge, and a roster that